So earlier this year, I actually got quite sick. I ended up in hospital for about 5 or 6 days with shingles. And shingles is about as pleasant as it sounds. It's such a disgusting name, shingles, for a condition. Anyway, you trace the root of shingles and you get to stress. So probably for the last 18 months prior to this episode in hospital, I was carrying a lot of stress with this insatiable need to, and it was a need to succeed. And I'd positioned this success to be this holy grail, this kind of chalice that I'd been chasing for 15 years probably, definitely 10. But this chalice that you're chasing, and in my definition of success, it's elusive. It constantly moves from you, and even when you were to ever get there, it evaporates. It's an elusive thing, and so in that mindset, you're constantly chasing your tail, and that's where I was. I had this perception that success meant something, titles or accolades or more books or whatever it looked like, and that equated to remuneration of those things. And once I got to this chalice, then my work here was done. And as I said, that's all elusive, and I was chasing my tail, and I got very stressed, and I got very sick and depressed. I was depressed for probably the second or third time in my life. So it was a really tough time. But what I want to share with you is not the photos of the shingles, because I didn't want to share that with anyone. So it's not just about where I've come from, it's about what's happened in the last sort of 6 months, because I actually feel the happiest now than I've ever been, I think. Life has its ups and downs, and we need to appreciate the rough and the smooth. And I've been happy many times in my life, and I've been content many times in my life, but I've also been low a number of times. But the dramatic disparity between where I was earlier this year to now is quite marked. And I've just been reflecting over the last days and weeks as to why that's happened. And I just wanted to share with you that there's no sort of nothing really defining, but it's quite interesting nonetheless. So a few things have remained stable and constant. So it's not like my diet changed and that led to me being happy. It's not like my exercise changed, I did more or did less. That and my nutrition remains pretty constant. So what else did I do? First and foremost, I admitted to my wife that I was depressed. And immediately there was weight lifted from my shoulders. It was quite profound, actually. It's like I was holding back this retaining wall of this mounting pressure and stress that wasn't sustainable. And as soon as I admitted it, the tears came, but with that sense of relief to share that. And then I sought help with a counselor, not a counselor, a psychologist. And so I saw a psychologist every week for about 10 weeks, I think. And we workshop many, many things, many different aspects and facets of my life, which I found really useful. It was great to explore the corners of my life, and I got a lot out of that. Other things, I've been using CBD oil. I've sort of played around with the dosage. Started off on a very low dose and then bumped it up. And when I bumped it up, the effect was quite profound. I think I was hovering around the 0.5 milligrams once a day, which is still pretty low dose, but some days just felt crackerjack, just felt amazing. In conjunction with all those other things, obviously. I do cold water therapy, so every day, or most days, every day, certainly at the moment when I'm not traveling, I plunge myself in about 9 degrees of water, and I stay there for at least 5 minutes. Sometimes I use that time to email, sometimes I watch YouTube, sometimes I just stand and breathe. And to be honest, like the first 30 seconds is probably the hardest. And as I near to the 5, to the 6, to the 7 minute, it almost gets easier in a strange way. I've experimented with plant medicine, and I've found now, although I did that in November last year, now's the only time that I'm starting to join the dots. So where are we now? July. It's been 7 months minimum, 8 months maybe, where I had a profound experience. It was an amazing experience, but it kind of left me hanging a little bit as to what that meant. And now I'm starting to understand what it all means. It means it's all about love, really, which is kind of my point about this chalice of success that I've been chasing for so long. That is elusive, and I do have a successful, rich life in many ways because I have a loving partner, I have 2 amazing boys, and I'm privileged to do what I love to do for work. And that's success in itself. That's richness in itself. And the profound moment I had through plant medicine was understanding that it's all love. Everything emanates from love and to love. So for me, that's all sort of stitching together and joining the dots. So it's a process, it's a journey. It's not like I flipped a switch and I'm not ambitious and determined anymore. I certainly still am, but I feel like I'm chasing the right thing now. I'm not chasing a monetary reward or titles or anything like that. But it's a journey, it's a process, and I'm enjoying that process. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to share with you, because many people I interview on the podcast are going through or have been through rough periods. And so, I think there's something in sharing, and this might resonate with someone at the moment. Maybe someone's got shingles, in which case, you poor bugger. But yeah, I just wanted to share because, I have gone from pretty low earlier this year to feeling great at the moment. And I think that's down to a combination of a few things: good nutrition, regular exercise. I don't flog myself anymore, but regular exercise, cold water therapy, CBD oil, plant medicine, and being around loved ones, being around family, and sitting with that. Not trying to answer emails and text and work stuff doesn't come before that. All right, I hope that's helped someone. If you're going through shingles, feel free to reach out. I don't have the answer, but I can empathize. All right, take care.